बोलो प्रभुपाद गुरुदेव की जय। हरे कृष्ण। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादिशतारिणे नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिसिद्धान्त सरस्वती इति नामिने। श्रीवार्षाभानवी देवी द्वैताय कृपाब्धये कृष्ण संबंध विज्ञान दायिने प्रभवे नमः। माधुर उज्ज्वल प्रेमाद्य श्रीरूपानुग भक्तिदा गौर करुणाशक्ति विग्रहाय नमस्तुते। नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्तये दीनतारिणे रूपानुगा विरुद्धा अपसिद्धांत द्वंद्व हारिणे नमः गौर किशोराय साक्षाद् वैराग्य मूर्तये विप्रलम्भरसा अम्बोधे पादाम्भोजायते नमः। नमः भक्ति विनोदाय सच्चिदानंद नामिने गौरशक्ति स्वरूपाय रूपानुगामिने गवरायते गौरभिर्भाव भूमेस्तं सज्जन निर्दिष्ट प्रियया वैष्णव सर्वभौमाय श्री जगन्नाथाय ते नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरोभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरोभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। संसारदावा नललीडलोका त्रणाय कारुण्य घना घना त्वं प्राप्तस्य कल्याण गुणार्णवास्य वन्दे गुरोः श्री चरणारविन्दं महाप्रभो कीर्तन नित्य गीता वादित्रमाद्या मनसोरसेना रोमाञ्चकम्पा श्रुतरङ्गभाजो वन्दे गुरो श्री चरणारविन्दं श्रीविग्रहाराधन नित्यनाना शृङ्गारतन्मन्दिरमार्जनादो युक्तश्च भक्तां च नियुञ्जतोऽपि वन्दे गुरोः श्री चरणारविन्दं चतुर्विधा श्री भगवत्प्रसादो स्वादन्न तृप्तान् हरिभक्तसङ्गां कृतैव तृप्तिं भजत सदैव वन्दे गुरोः श्री चरणारविन्दं श्रीराधिका माधवयोरपार माधुर्यलीला गुणरूपनाम्ना प्रतिक्षणास्वादनलोलुपस्य वन्दे गुरोः श्री चरणारविन्दं निकुञ्जयूनो रतिकेलिसिद्ध्यै यायालिभिर्युक्ति अपेक्षणीया तत्रातिदाक्षात् अतिवल्लभास्य वन्दे गुरोः श्री चरणारविन्दं साक्षाद्धरितेना समस्तशास्त्रैः उक्तास्तथा भाव्यत एव सद्भिः किन्तु प्रभोया प्रिय एव तस्य वन्दे गुरोः श्री चरणारविन्दं यस्या प्रसादात् भगवत्प्रसादो यस्य अप्रसादात् न गति कुतोऽपि दयांस्तु वां तस्य यस्य स्त्रीसन्ध्यां वन्दे गुरोः श्री चरणारविन्दं दयांस्तु वां तस्य यस्य स्त्रीसन्ध्यां वन्दे गुरोः श्री चरणारविन्दं दयांस्तु वां तस्य यस्य स्त्रीसन्ध्यां वन्दे गुरोः श्री चरणारविन्दं। जय प्रभुपादा जय प्रभुपादा प्रभुपादा श्रील प्रभुपादा प्रभुपाद। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाखया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। आराध्यो भगवान् व्रजेश तद्धाम वृन्दावनं रम्या काचिदुपासना व्रजवधूवर्गेण तया कल्पिता। श्रीमद्भागवत पुराणमलं प्रेमपुमर्थो महान् श्रीचैतन्य महाप्रभोर्मतैदं नायत्र आग्रह परः। नवनीरदनिन्दित कान्तिधरं रससागर नागर भूपवरं शुभवंकिमचारु शिखण्डशिखिं भज कृष्णानिधिं व्रजराजसुतं भज कृष्णानिधिं व्रजराजसुतं। राधिका सरोदइन्दु निन्दिमुख मण्डली वन्दिये श्रीपादपद्म वृषभानु नन्दिनी वन्दिये श्रीपादपद्म वृषभानु नन्दिनी वन्दिये श्रीपादपद्म वृषभानु नन्दिनी। आजानुलम्बितो भुजो कनकायवधातो संकीर्तने पितरवो कमलायताक्षो विश्वम्भरो द्विजवरो युगधर्मपालो वन्दे जगत्प्रियकरो करुणा अवतारो। पतितपावन निताय गौर सुंदर की जय। श्री श्री गौर श्री श्री राधा राधा वृंदावन बिहारी की जय। श्री प्रभुपाद गौड़ीय गुरुवर्ग की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। गोवर्धनिको विलेज वृंदावन धाम की जय। अनंत कोटि समावित गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। Hare Krishna. So it is my great pleasure, my honor to be amongst all of you very erudite scholars, devotees at Govardhan Eco Village, and all the listeners online, my humble obeisances to each one of you. My hundreds and thousands of obeisances unto our Gaudiya Guru Varg, Srila Prabhupada, His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, and all the ISKCON Guru Vrinda. May the words that emanate from my mouth be in line with our Rupanuga Varga as it is, and may it give pleasure to the assembled Vaishnavas and our Guru Varga. So I seek your blessings and I beg that such words emanate from my mouth. Hare Krishna. So, every day we sing the Mangalarti, which is known as Guruvashtakam. And there are so many wonderful songs that have been written by our Vaishnava Acharyas. We sing them on a repeated basis from morning to evening. And my personal mood is to kind of meditate and contemplate on these songs, because these Vaishnava bhajans, because they are the summum bonum of all, not only Vedic literatures, but Gaudiya Vaishnava Siddhanta. And not only Siddhanta, but within Gaudiya Vaishnava Siddhanta there is three delineations: Sambandha, meaning our relationship with Sri Krishna and his associates; Abhidhyay, the process of how to get to the ultimate goal, which is Prayojan, which is Krishna Prem, especially in the mood of what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give us, which is Madhurya Rasa, or conjugal love. There are many types of Krishna Prem. Generally, when we ask any devotee in our glorious movement, what is your ultimate goal of life? So they all say, Krishna Prem. But during the process of this Guruvashtakam, the 8 stanzas, Ashtakam means 8 verses, and Guruva means the glorification of the Acharyas in 8 verses. So, during the process of these 8 verses, I will try my best. Actually, it is extremely difficult for me to kind of, do justice, but I will try my best based on the limited time that I have. During COVID, we had the good fortune of doing some sessions online, and I had, I think if I remember, 17 sessions lasting each about 2 to 2.5 hours just on this Guruvashtakam, based on my whatever little realization and knowledge that I have. So that's approximately 40 hours just on this Guruvashtakam. But I will try to condense it and present it. We are going to have every day 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Please forgive me if I go a little bit over, which is the routine Bhagavatam class here at GEV. And then I believe everybody is welcome at Gokul, where the Bhakti, not the Bhakti Vaibhav, but the college is Bhakti Vidyapit College. So everybody is welcome to join and bless me. So that will be today, tomorrow and day after from 3 to 4 p.m. And then on Saturday and Sunday, it will be from 11 to 12. Correct? And this will go on for 6 days. Except the last day, it will be only in the morning. The 6th day will be only morning session, as sadly I will have to leave GEV for my onward travels, onward journey. So this Guruvashtakam, commonly known as our Mangalarti, why is this Mangal? Mangal means auspicious. And this auspiciousness arises within our hearts is when we get the blessings of our Acharyas. Especially in the Gaudiya line, in the line of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in the line of Rupa Goswami. We are known as Rupanugas, followers of Rupa Goswami. So it is very important to understand who we are. A few weeks back during Kartik, this servant had given a seminar on Damodarashtakam in our Krishna Balram Mandir for 3 days. And the first day of the seminar, we had established our Gaudiya Siddhant, who we are. Very, very important. It is so important to understand this, just like a student who is studying in a particular college, and if we are standing outside the college campus and we catch any student and say, "My dear student, what are you studying?" So immediately he says that I am studying, as an example, chemical engineering. So the student knows his subject matter. He may have not already graduated or post-graduated in chemical engineering, but at least he knows that what is his subject. Similarly, it is very important for all of us in the line of Mahaprabhu, in ISKCON, what is our subject matter? What is our highest goal? Just like a child, from childhood, the child is saying, somebody asked him, "My dear child, what would you like to become when you grow up?" So the child says, "Oh, I would like to become a doctor." So he has not even finished preschool or high school or anything like that, but the goal is to become a doctor. The mindset. And if that mindset continues, then eventually that child will turn out to be a doctor. So similarly, what should be our mindset as Gaudiya Vaishnavas is projected in the Vaishnava songs, and especially in this. One of them is the Guruvashtakam or the Mangalarti, which brings all auspiciousness in our lives. Tava kathamritam tapta jivanam kavi virididam kalmashapam shravana mangalam shrimad atatam bhuvi grinanti je bhuri dajana. The gopis sing this in the Gopi Geet in the 10th canto, 31st chapter, verse number 9. The gopis have sung the glories. And there are the glories of who? It is the glories of the Acharyas. Especially we can even apply the song to our Srila Prabhupada. Tava Katha Amritam. O Krishna, your narrations of your pastimes are like Amrut. Amrut means death, and Amrut means deathlessness. So when we take to Krishna consciousness and when we hear the pastimes of Lord Krishna, slowly and surely we will we will go beyond this bodily concept, and we will be established in from false ego to true ego, that Jivir Sharup hoy Krishna Nitya Das. But what kind of Das? In all the 5 mellows, or rather the 4 mellows, there are 5 rasas. Shantras, neutrality. Then we have the next one, Dasya, where there is servitorship. The third one, fraternity or Sakyaras, friendship, serving Krishna in friendship. The fourth ras, Vatsalya ras, or serving Krishna in the rasa or the mellow of parenthood. And the fifth one, this is known as Madhurya rasa, or the conjugal love. And we find this in our experience because this material world is a perverted reflection of the spiritual worlds or the spiritual sky. Because the real object exists, the shadow exists. If there is no real object, there will be no shadow. So you can see that there is a shadow because the real object exists. So these relationships exist in the spiritual world. That is why we also have a perverted reflection in this material world. So we also have neutrality relationship, like our, especially in North America, I can say neighbors as a very perverted example. We don't really have any much service with them. We see them, our next door neighbor, hi John or hi Mary, and from the front yard we just say hi, hello. There is no adan pradan, no reciprocation in terms of service. So that is like the shantras, just like the yogis who within the heart, they see the Lord. They see the Lord when they reach that high state of yoga dharana, the perfection of yoga. They see the Lords in their heart and also within everybody's heart and everywhere. But there is no service there. There is no seva. There is no personal interaction in that rasa. The second rasa is where the real service starts, is the dasya ras or servitorship, where predominantly entire Vaikuntha is in that mode, in that dasya mode, but that is with awe and reverence. Everybody knows that whoever it is, whether Lord Narayana or Lord Ramachandra, they know that they are the personality of Godhead. They have that cognizance. That is why in Damodar Ashtakam, it is said that Sanatana Goswami has given a commentary known as Digdarshini in Hari Bhakti Vilas. And he mentions that this Damodar Ashtakam is a conversation between Lord Krishna and Satyavrat Muni. Sukshma Samvad. It is a conversation, subtle conversation, just like how we have conversations. So Satyavrat Muni and Lord Krishna is having a conversation. So within that conversation, Lord Krishna, being so pleased with the bhakti of Satyavrat Muni, because he has expressed bhakti in Vraj. Namami Ishwaram Satchitananda Rupam. So Satchitananda Rupa is everywhere within the spiritual worlds. Lord, many types of Narayanas, Advaitam, Achyutam, Anadim, Ananta Rupa. There are so many different forms of the Supreme Lord. So they are all Satchitananda. But Satyavrat Muni prays that I would like to, that Satchitananda who is in Vraj, Gokule Vrajamanam. That specifics. That is why that has shown great interest in Gaudiya Acharyas. Not that Satchitananda who is situated in the Vaikuntha Ayodhya, not that Satchitananda who is situated in Dwarka, not that Satchitananda who is situated in Mathura. That is why our Acharyas have given special commentaries like Jiva Goswami, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, our Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and of course Srila Prabhupada through his Bhakti Vedanta purports. So today I will be laying kind of the foundation for these prayers, along with whatever I can cover with the first verse. So it's important to lay the foundation rather than straight jumping into the subject matter. Just like any great author or Vaishnava, whenever they write a composition, they always have a Manglacharan. So what is the Manglacharan of Srimad Bhagavatam? The first canto, chronologically, first canto, first chapter, first verse, but first verse, Om Janmadiyasya, is the Manglacharan. What is the Manglacharan of Chaitanya Bhagavat? Ajanu lambito bhujo kanakaya odhato sankirtanai pitaro kamalaya taksho vishwambaro dvijavaro yuga dharma palo vande jagat priya karo karuna avtaro. Describing the transcendental qualities of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Vrindavan Das Thakur has composed that before starting the actual Chaitanya Bhagavat. So, like that, before any great composition, there has to be some foundation. We pray to the Acharyas so that we can understand what this Guruvashtakam is. So, as I was saying, Lord Krishna, after being pleased in that third verse, Idriksa Leela Bhir Ananda Kunde Swagosha Nimanjantam Akhya Payantam Tadi eshitu agneshu bhaktar jitatvam. Here Lord Krishna is saying, oh, you Vaikuntha-vasis, you have knowledge about my lordship, about my awe and reverence. Please learn. Tadi ishitu. Ishit means you know that I am the Supreme Lord. Please learn from these Vrajvasis. So, an interesting thing. In this world, we are all controlled, at least I am. You all are exalted Vaishnavas. I cannot comment on you, each one of you, but controlled by Maya, Mahamaya. And once we cross that barrier from Vaidhi Bhakti, we enter Raganuga Bhakti, and we reach that high stage. Then from Mahamaya, we are handed over to Yogamaya. And both the Mayas, what is the job of Maya? Is to make us forget. In the material world, Mahamaya makes us forget that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Srila Prabhupada, in hundreds of places, thousands of places, says, please try to understand Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But once we reach, by the mercy of Guru and Gauranga, the higher stage, and we enter into Raganuga Bhakti or Ragatmika Bhakti, then Yogamaya takes over, and she also makes us forget that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So in Vraj, in Vrindavan, nobody knows. It is Yogamaya's job to make them forget. Like Mother Yashoda, when she is at Brahman Ghat and the complaint came to her that Krishna has eaten mitti, mud. Open your mouth, Krishna. And when Krishna opens his mouth, she sees all the different universes, the whole world, including Gokul, including Brahman Ghat and that tree under which she is. And then she is mesmerized. Oh! And immediately Krishna chastises Yogamaya. What are you doing? How are you making her understand who I am? Please, take that vision away right away. And immediately then, Mother Yashoda says, Arey, मैं कैसी बावली हूँ? I am so crazy. Right in the middle of the day, I am dreaming. Look at Vishnu's Mahamaya. How much influence it has on me that I am dreaming right in the... He is just my son. I am dreaming all these universes and all. So, that is how... And Yogamaya makes even Krishna forget that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And that is why he is crying for Mother Yashoda's milk. That is why he is crying when Mother Yashoda shows him the stick. When he is bound to the grinding motor, to the ukkal. So these wonderful sweet pastimes are only found in Vraj. And that is why Vaikuntha is good, but superior to that is Dwarka, superior to that is Mathura, and superior to that is Vrindavan or Vraj. And that is what our Acharyas have come to give us. And within Vraj, we find that Dasya Rasa is prominent, no doubt, because everybody is serving. So the Sakhas of Krishna, the friends, are also serving. And even the servants like Chitrak and Patrak, who are the personal servants of Krishna in Vrindavan, they are also serving. The Sakhas are also serving, the friends. The parental affection of Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Mai and all the elderly gopis and gopas are also there, and they are also serving Krishna. And then of course the most highest specialty is the Madhurya Ras, which encompasses all three previous rasas, Dasya, Sakhya and Vatsalya, all encompassed in Madhurya with more sweetness. And there also the gopis, the Vrajavadus are also serving Krishna. So that service to Krishna in the Madhurya Rasa is our ultimate prayojan of us Gaudiya Vaishnavas. So we should have that information, and eventually we will reach that goal, just like that child who says, I want to become a doctor. So similarly, if we have that information, we can reach there. So for example, some years ago, I had no idea about GEV. But once I got information that there is a wonderful place called GEV, that His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj has manifested. It is his heart. Radhanath Maharaj's heart is like Vrindavan. And he has manifested. Yatha Vaishnava Gana Shai Sthan Vrindavan. Narottam Das Thakur says, wherever there are Vaishnavas, pure Vaishnavas, that place itself becomes Vrindavan. So my obeisances, not only to Maharaj, but to all of you who are residents here, who has assisted Maharaj in manifesting Sri Vrindavan Dham right here at Wada. So this is the heart of the Vaishnavas, and that is what this Guruvashtakam is all about. So we will go into first a little bit about appreciation should always be shown. Sometimes when we sing a particular song or when we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, what do? We recite the slok, Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam. So we appreciate Vyasdev, who has authored or compiled Srimad Bhagavatam, the real commentary on the Vedanta Sutra. So that appreciation is there. So let us show some appreciation for Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, who is one of the most leading and foremost acharyas in the line of Rupa Goswami. So Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur was in the 16th century, early 16th century, and our Rupa Goswami is also known by Gaudiya Vaishnavas as Vagadeva Avatar. Vagadeva Avatar means the lordship or the incarnation of the Devta of speech. Just like Saraswati is the goddess of learning. So similarly, Rupa Goswami is known as Vagadeva Avatar. And Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur disciples feel, they have this bhav that Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is an incarnation of Rupa Goswami. So, when one reaches a certain level of realization, a lot of things are revealed. Just by the mood, it is revealed. Like, someone may say that it is speculation, but there are some advanced devotees in our movement, based on our Srila Prabhupada's mood, they also say that he could be Jiva Goswami's incarnation. Because Jiva Goswami, like Rupa Goswami, is not only, he is the Rasa Acharya. He gave a lot of expansion on Krishna Rasa Tattva. He gave us Bhakti Rasam Sindhu and so many wonderful esoteric books. And then Jiva Goswami gave us Tattva, and along that he gave us Rasa. So, our Srila Prabhupada has given so much foundation and Tattva so that we can advance in our Vaidhi Bhakti and then do our sadhana in such a way that we can first read Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada has recommended that, then go into Srimad Bhagavatam, first 9 cantos meticulously and then enter into the 10th canto. Otherwise, we will have sanshay, doubts. And sanshay atma vinashyati. So immediately some people, especially professional speakers, they only speak on 10th canto and especially on the Pancha Maharasadhyay, the 5, like Raslila, etc. So that is not recommended. First go through the 9 cantos very meticulously, hear from the right source, and reading Srila Prabhupada's books is extremely important. I cannot stress more than that. Nowadays, we find that it has depleted a bit, reading Prabhupada's books. Srila Prabhupada has given us everything. About 7 years ago, we had the opportunity to give a seminar on Srila Prabhupada's Pranam Mantra, Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishna, in Vrindavan Dham, in Kartik. So at the end of the seminar, I was blessed by many Prabhupada disciples present there, and they said that they found this very wonderful. They didn't hear anything like it before. Some of them commented like that. And that is simply a blessing. It's like when we have to worship the Ganges, how do we worship them? By its own water, right? So similarly, it is the Varishta Vaishnavas, in the moment, and by their blessings, hearing, reading Prabhupada's books again and again, meticulously, understanding, absorbing, those realizations eventually come. And also, the greed or the lobha comes to study more and to understand our Gaudiya Vaishnavism. So somehow or the other, there is a little drop that somehow or the other, a little spark within this servant's heart, this inclination to understand. And I seek the blessings of all of you, because there's always something we can learn from everyone. And that is why I encourage, and I try myself also, wherever there is Srimad Bhagavatam classes, we should all attend. Sometimes we have this tendency, oh, who is giving? If certain Maharaj is giving, then the whole hall is full. But Srimad Bhagavatam, everybody has a certain realization. We will always learn something. No matter how much we have heard, there's always something that everyone has something to offer when they are speaking. So we should get it. That is why Prabhupada has this morning program. Mangalarti, Tulsi Puja, all these are conducive. Keeping Ekadashi Vrat, Madhav Tithi, Bhakti Janani, Jatane Palana Kori. Bhakti Vinod Thakurji says that I will do all these Krishna conscious activities that are conducive to my bhakti. So similarly, Srila Prabhupada has set the standard. Attending the morning program is very important. Attending Srimad Bhagavatam class, that will boost our consciousness. And how are we speaking when whoever is sitting on this Vyasasana? It is not really that they are speaking in one sense. It is Srila Prabhupada. What are we without his books? What do? We read the sloka, we read the word-to-word meaning. Translated by who? His divine grace. We read the translation. Translated by who? By his divine grace. We read the Bhaktivedanta purport first. Translated and given by who? By his divine grace. So certainly he is the beacon, his divine grace is the beacon and then by hearing the other Vaishnavas, we expound. And what is the meaning of this Vyas Asana? Vyas means, in English or in Sanskrit, or in English it means to expound. So you take one word, you take one verse, and you expound on it. Based on one's realizations, yatharup, as it is, that we have heard from other Vaishnavas. So, that's how the disciples of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur feel that he is an incarnation of Rupa Goswami. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur comes very close to the mood of Rupa Goswami. Actually, the mood of Rupa Goswami is non-different in this whole line. Even Srila Prabhupada, identical, non-different. And I will go a little bit into how it is so. It is said by the Vaishnavas in the Gaudiya Vaishnava community that he is the jewel of devotion to Vishwanath. And who is Vishwanath? One of the meanings of Vishwanath is Krishna. Right? Vishwa, like Jagannath and Vishwanath, they have the same meanings. So, some Vaishnavas, when they understand the quality of the books that and the presentation that Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has given. So they consider him as the jewel of devotion, the Mukut Mani of Vishwanath or Krishna. Now the meaning, a Chakravarti, what does that mean? He who actually expands the chakra or the circle of bhakti. See, bhakti is not something that, here it is like an object, like a vastu, that you can define it. It is undefined, yet it can be defined only by those great acharyas. And it is an unfathomable, bottomless ocean. Only they can increase the circle, which is the same thing as the meaning of Vyas, expounding, churning the meanings. Many meanings of one word. Like example, I just spoke about, I mentioned Gopi Geet, Tava Katha Amritam. So here some acharyas have given the commentary, Amrita means deathlessness. But the gopis say Tava Katha is Mrita, meaning it brings a lot of death to us due to separation. So this word Amrit, many different meanings have our acharyas have given. Another simple example. Let's say we use the word, we have the temple of Gopinath right here in GEV. So what is the meaning of Gopinath? So one most common meaning is Gopi Nath means Krishna is the Nath of the gopis. But one deeper or rasic meaning is gopis are the Nath of Krishna. The gopis make Krishna dance as they please. See, like that, there are so many. So that is called churning. So increasing the circle or the chakra of bhakti. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada has said that Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is the protector of Gaudiya Vaishnavism. Srila Bhakti, yes. And our Srila Prabhupada has taken, A.C. Bhakti Swami Srila Prabhupada has taken so many commentaries of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur when he is writing his Bhaktivedanta purports, Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. Srila Prabhupada says, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says. So that shows that this is something that we have to learn. Sometimes when we speak to an audience or we are sharing Krishna consciousness, never shall we take credit for ourselves. We shall always give credit to those Vaishnavas. At least remember them in our prayers, in our Mangalacharan. It is because of them we are capable of saying something. Ekha ki amar nahi payebal hari naam sankirtane. Tumi kripa kari shraddha bindu diya deho Krishna naam dhane. Krishna se tomar, Krishna dite par, tomar shakti ache. Ami to kangal. Krishna, Krishna boli. Dhai tava pache pache. Ohe Vaishnav Thakur daya rashagar. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that I am completely bereft of no good qualities. I am completely kangal. I am a beggar. And Krishna se tomar, Krishna is yours. You can give Krishna. Tumi kripa kari shraddha bindu. You give me a drop of faith. Tumi kripa kari shraddha bindu. Deho Krishna naam dhane. And you can give the treasure of Krishna naam, the holy names. So the same thing, holy names means sharing Krishna consciousness is non-different. Krishna's kirti, the glories of Krishna. So Srila Bhakti Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has commented on the Goswami's books. Especially he has got a special commentary known as the Sartha Darshini on the Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto. Amazing. And so many other books like Mantra Artha Dipika, the meaning of the Mahamantra, on the Kam Gayatri Mantra, that the second initiated devotees, when we chant the 7th mantra, I cannot say it, but those who are second initiated. So these Gayatri mantras are very, very important from the perspective of Gaudiya Vaishnavism. I don't really have the time to explain them, each one of them, and I cannot in an open public forum. But a few years ago, maybe a decade ago, I had given a Gayatri class in Radhadesh, Belgium. And it's simply, most of us know the first one, which the whole world knows. Om Bhurubhuvasva Tat Savitur Varenyam. That is why I can only just simply touch on one or two words in there. What does it mean? So most of us, we think, and it is true, it is the sun god, Surya Dev. But in there, who is that Surya for us? Or the shining sun? Krishna. Om Bhurubhuvasva Tat Savitu. That Savitu is, for Gaudiya Vaishnavas, the explanation is Sri Krishna. And Bhargo Devasya means Srimati Radharani. Bhargo. Devasya Dhimai means we, it is plural, we all contemplate. So we meaning the sadhak is contemplating on the entire youth of Srimati Radharani, the gopis, the manjaris, and Sri Krishna in Vraj. So that is one of the deeper meanings of, very, very, in a few words, of the Gayatri, the first mantra. So like this, we find he has given commentaries on that, and books like Sri Krishna Bhavna Amrit, Madhurya Kadambini, Vrajriti Chintamani, Chamatkar Chandrika, Prem Samputa, Sankalpa Dhrumad. These are very, very wonderful books. If you get your hands on them, please read them slowly but surely. Then we will understand the different bhavas that are there. And even personally, Srimati Radharani, when he was writing a composition and he was thinking that one of the compositions of Sri Krishnaraj Kaviraj Goswami in Chaitanya Charitamrita, he actually was confused about a particular verse. I don't remember that, but it is like, it said there were 24 and a half syllables. So the half syllable in that particular word or that verse, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur could not understand. But at the same time, he was thinking that Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Prabhupada could not understand what Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Thakur meant. And he was contemplating and says that, can there be a mistake? For a moment that thought came, but he said, no. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami can never make a mistake. So he could not get the answer, although he was so scholarly in all respects. So like that, he was thinking, if I don't know the meaning, my life is useless. How despondent he felt. And at that time, Srimati Radharani herself came and made him understand the half moon, what it is. I'm sorry, I don't have the time, and I also forgot the actual verse. But that is what. And he was actually the initiation. He is the great grand disciple of Sri Narottam Das Thakur. So Sri Narottam Das Thakur gave initiation to Sripad Ganganarayan Chakravarti, and Ganganarayan Chakravarti Thakur gave initiation to Radharaman Chakravarti, and Sripad Radharaman Chakravarti's great disciple is Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. And Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's amazing disciple is Sri Baldev Vidyabhushan. So in his old age, actually there was an invitation that came from Jaipur, and the Smarta Brahmanas, they challenged that this Gaudiya Vaishnavism is not, it's some sentimental pantha. It is not really based on, and Srimad Bhagavatam also they did not accept as the real commentary of the Vedanta. So he was invited, the king there, I think it was Raja Mansingh at that time, so he invited Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti from Vrindavan. Please come, because they are not accepting the worship of Radha Govind Dev Ji along with Srimati Radharani. Because they did not accept Parkiya Ras. You see the point? They only accepted Swakiya Ras. Swakiya Ras is in the mood of Rukmini ji, Satyabhama ji, Jamvati ji in Dwarka, where Krishna marries them. That is called Swakiya Ras. But Parkiya Ras, not accepted by those Brahmanas and the scholars. So they said that we cannot worship Govind Dev Ji along with Radharani. Radharani has to be removed. that is antisocial. We do not accept it. See, so what is the use of their scholarship, and how fortunate we are? Jaya Jaya Ujjwala Rasa Sarva Rasa Sar Parkiya Bhave Jaha Vrajeta Prachar Jai Radhe Jai Krishna Jaya Vrindavan. That is our parampara. That is what we are privileged to get into. It's so amazing. So, now before we go into the actual prayers, I would like to simply touch upon who our acharyas are. So we have already established that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give Madhurya Ras. Because we find in his conversation in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, chapter number 8, in his conversation with Sripad Rai Ramanand. And with Rai Ramanand, Prabhu, he is asking questions. Mahaprabhu had this wonderful habit of asking questions to his associates. Can you please tell me, how is this possible? Or what is the goal of life? Like whenever Raghupati Upadhyaya used to come, he used to ask him, please tell me, discuss some rasa with me. He would ask questions. And he would actually inspire them within their hearts to speak. That is the quality of a great Acharya or Vaishnava also, because we find Sakshad Haritvena Samasta Shastre. They have the same qualities of Hari. So Mahaprabhu's qualities all our Acharyas have. Churning, taking. If Mahaprabhu wanted, he could have actually given us all the Shastras with their meaning and purports. But no, he did not. He wanted that. He inspired Sri Chaitanya Mano Abhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Within the heart, Rupa Goswami was inspired when he took his siksha from Mahaprabhu. Further and further rasas, they were inspired within his heart. And he understood the heart of Chaitanya. Sri Chaitanya Mana. Mana means the heart. In the core of the heart there is Mana. Abhishtam. The desires of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the core of his heart. Sthapitam Jena Bhutale. He established Tattva and Rasa on this earthly planet. When will he give me shelter at his lotus feet? Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. He left his task. Prithvija Adi Nagaradi Gram Sarvatra Hoi Bimor Nam Prachar. If he wanted, Mahaprabhu could have done it himself. But no. He left it for who? For A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. That is the inspiration. Namaum Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Nam Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine. So Gauravani Pracharine. So that inspiration came. So our acharyas, that is why within that conversation between Mahaprabhu and Rai Ramanand, Mahaprabhu asked many questions. And the first question he asked is basically one basic question. What is the ultimate goal of life? And that should tell us, each one of us who are in ISKCON, if we study. That is why Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita. So after that seminar, one Prabhupada disciple asked me when I gave that seminar on Namam Vishnupadaya, Prabhupada's Pranam Mantra. Some say that your Prabhupada cannot give you advanced rasa, Madhurya rasa. He only gave you basic philosophy. He cannot give you that. Some say that. This Mataji, a Prabhupada disciple, asked me, what do you have to say to that? She asked me that question in an open forum. And I did not expect that a question like that would be thrown at me. But somehow or the other, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, the inspiration came within the heart. And I was able to recollect different writings that actually proves that our Srila Prabhupada is definitely, he may be in more than one rasa in Krishna Leela. but he is definitely in the Madhurya Rasa. So, we should never forget that Krishna, if he loves somebody so much, he cannot stay without that devotee or associate. So, some of the associates are present in more than one rasa. Not in one, just one. So, for example, Lord Balram is present in all 5 rasas. Right? In Shant Rasa, he is present as so many articles. Like, for example, the kartals, the mridanga, the different paraphernalia that we worship Radha Krishna, they are basically expansions of Lord Balram. Lord Balram is also present in Dasya Rasa. He serves Krishna like a servant. Sometimes Lord Balram, he takes Krishna's lotus feet. Have you seen that wonderful photo in the forest? And he keeps it on his lap and he's massaging Krishna's feet, just like how a servant does it. In Vatsalya Rasa, Lord Balram, he's present and in the bhav that Krishna, don't go too far. Mother Yashoda and Nanda Baba says, now you're going to be herding the cows in the forest. Now you're like us, Balram, you're the older one. So please make sure that Krishna, you take care of him. So that Vatsalya bhav, that parental bhav comes in Balram. And then in Madhurya Rasa, who is Lord Balram? Anybody? Ananga Manjari. We have on the altar of Radha Gopinath, on his, generally Srimati Radharani is on the left. But this is an exception. In the Gopinath temple, Radharani is on the right, and on the left is Ananga Manjari. So, Ananga Manjari is Lord Balram. So similarly, we find that Rai Ramananda, who is also present in the Madhurya Rasa as Vishakha Sakhi, but is also present, Arjun, he's one of the Sakhas. So there is one Arjun Sakha also, not the Arjun of Pandavas. There is an Arjun Sakha in Vraj Leela. So he is present also as Sakha. Vishakha Sakhi is also present Sakha. Similarly, in the Vallabh Sampradaya, the followers of Sri Vallabhacharya, predominantly they are in Vatsalya Rasa. I would say 98%. But 2% of them, they are similar to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mood, because Sri Vallabhacharya had taken to the mood and teachings of Mahaprabhu, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then later on he separated because of a transcendental grudge. But we should not make any assumptions, because that is the Leela that happens. Like Lord Shiva running after the Mohini Murti. Can we assume that he is just an ordinary soul like us, getting attracted to a woman? No. He takes on that particular seva so that nobody whatever takes, he will take, to prove that the Mahamaya is very strong. So nobody is doing that seva, okay, I will do it. Even though when some people will have doubts on my charitra, on my character, I am willing to, for the pleasure of Krishna. Like Lord Brahma, he ran after his own daughter. Now Lord Brahma is a very exalted devotee. Srila Prabhupada writes in that purport that one should not assume that he is an ordinary, and we should not make that offense. He did that because it was a part of Krishna's plan to teach us that Mama Maya Duratyaya. My Maya is insurmountable. So similarly, when Sri Vallabhacharya wrote a commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam known as the Subodhini. So he displayed this pastime of being very proud. Like Keshav Kashmiri, how he came Digvijay, he went to every town and he was asking, who is the Pandit in your town? Let me know, and I would like to debate. So he would defeat everyone. That is why he was known as Digvijay. And then he came to Navadvip and he asked the children who were there, who is the biggest Pandit? I only want to debate with that person. So they even laughed at him and says, go to Nimai Pandit. And then obviously we know that how Nimai Pandit defeated Keshav Kashmiri. So similarly, Sri Vallabhacharya expressed this desire that if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu reads his commentary on Bhagavat, then he will get that endorsement. Sometimes, we nowadays second generation devotees are writing books, and when they get the endorsement of certain Maharajas in our movement or some exalted Vaishnavas, then it will show more credibility to their book. As an example. So that was the same mood Sri Vallabhacharya had, that if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu reads it or approves it, then it will increase the credibility of his Subodhini on Bhagavatam. But when he approached Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he approached it in a very incorrect way. Of course, this is a Leela. He says that I have written a commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam better than Sridhar Swami. So that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very upset when he heard that. As a matter of fact, Mahaprabhu used to hear the commentaries of Sridhar Swami from the 11th century who had commented on Srimad Bhagavatam. And here is somebody saying, so imagine if somebody says that I have written a better commentary than Srila Prabhupada. Would anybody want to even hear those words? Immediately that resentment would come and says, you know what, Prabhu, thank you very much. I don't want to see it. For us, Srila Prabhupada is the ultimate. That's why Prabhupada even writes in the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam in the introduction, that is that verse, Tadvag Visargo. Even if there are slight mistakes or error, but the Vaishnavas accept those commentaries in good faith. And they take the Samam Bonam, Saragrahi Vaishnava. We have to become Saragrahi Vaishnava. And not look at the errors in the... Nowadays, unfortunately, they are changing Srila Prabhupada's books. The already changes have come. How dare we do that? I'm really sorry, but I'm sitting on the Vyaspeeth. I'm very old school. Yatharup, as it is. There is no need to change Prabhupada's books. Those who have done that, in my personal opinion, I beg them, please, if you're continuing to do that, don't do that. Srila Prabhupada is perfect. One time Srila Prabhupada, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur, he was describing his qualities. He said he was applying tilak with a small mirror at Mayapur temple. Was not done in that open hut area where he used to sit outside. And somebody commented, Prabhupada, your tilak is very neat. And Prabhupada immediately thought of his Guru Maharaj. My Guru Maharaj's tilak was perfect. And he never used a mirror. So, one devotee asked, Prabhupada, then was it neat? Prabhupada immediately, neat or no neat, it is always perfect. Whatever my Guru Maharaj does, speak or activities is perfect. So that, Yasya Deve Parabhakti, we should have that kind of faith in our Acharyas. Never find fault. Even if they make a so-called mistake, never find a fault. Sometimes we find that some exalted Vaishnava is singing a song and they forget a line. 50 heads go like that, like you made a mistake. What's the big deal, you know? But in their hearts, they have the samam. That is why we have to become Saragrahi Vaishnava. Very important. So what was I saying before I brought to the point of Prabhupada's, Bhakti Siddhanta Prabhupada's tilak? I was telling you that who our acharyas are is the most important part that we have to understand in Krishna Leela. And they are all, I was talking about Vishakha Sakhi and Arjun Sakha, same personality. So I was talking about Srila Prabhupada. Some say that Prabhupada, he established Krishna Balram Mandir. So he is in Sakharas. But to those, I humbly beg and pray, did he not establish Lalita, Vishakha and Radha Shyam Sundar also? Why are you looking at only Krishna Balram? Some say when they read that poem that Prabhupada wrote on the Jaldut, there are two poems he wrote. I think the other one is Krishna Tava Punya Habe. In that he says, when will that day come when I will be frolicking with my friends in the meadows of Vrindavan? Gocharan, Lutaputi. He uses the Gocharan means taking the cows for cow herding, and then we will be sitting in one place and we'll be holding a picnic and we will be taking each other's lunches, Lutaputi, to grab. So then they say that that poem reflects Prabhupada's mood as a Sakha. So he is Sakha. So you have to come to us if you want to learn Madhurya Rasa. He is not there. So this is so sad when we hear that is only showing ahankar and envy. against His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. To those people who say that, I say, did not Srila Prabhupada translate the entire Chaitanya Charitamrita? What is Chaitanya Charitamrita? It is full of rasa. What is Chaitanya Charitamrita? It is full of Radharani's glories. So if one who can glorify Radharani sufficiently, then don't you think that he is an intimate associate of Srimati Radharani? Also, don't we find that when we recite this mantra, Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Devi. Just as a side note, please make note, some devotees, when they say Namaste Saraswati Devi. So that is slightly erroneous. Of course, the bhav is important, but when we understand the meaning, it really helps us in our sadhana. It is Saraswati, it is Sanskrit grammar. Just like the son of Vasudev is Vasudev, the A comes in. The daughter of Janak Raja is known as Janaki. Mother Sita is also known as by the name Janaki. So the transcendental son of Saraswati Thakur is Saraswati. So if Saraswati Thakur is a very dear to Rupa Manjari or Rupa Goswami, and naturally because we are in the Rupanugas, then it is concluded that His Divine Grace is also one of the Manjaris. When somebody asked Prabhupada, who are you in Krishna Leela? Prabhupada said, if I tell you, you will faint. So out of pure humility and of course understanding that everybody is not ready to understand what is Manjari, what is Gopi, Prabhupada didn't touch much upon, because those were the days when Prabhupada had just gone to the West. And first sadhana bhakti is important. But now after Srila Prabhupada's disappearance, how many years? 47? Is that right? We just had the 47 disappearance, right? 47 years later, don't you think Srila Prabhupada wants us to increase our understanding? It's like, a child who is in the 10th grade for the last 4 years. What are the parents or the grandparents saying? Are Dabba, why don't you pass this year and move on? So similarly, our acharyas are waiting. Every day we sing Chakshudana Dilo Jai, Janme Janme Prabhu Sai, Divya Gyan Hriday Prakashita. So as we advance by reading proper Vaidhi Bhakti, proper sadhana in Vaidhi Bhakti, then later on we enter into Raganuga Bhakti, Chaitanya Charitamrita, that rasa will come within our hearts, and Prabhupada and our acharyas, the 6 Goswamis, etc., the Rupanugas will reveal. Just like a father, when the son is ready to sit in his office after graduation, post-graduation, MBA, he says, from tomorrow, now all this study business is over, you come and sit with me in my office. A special desk and a chair is kept in the office. And then he is revealing the secrecy of his business. This particular customer, he's always going to bargain. So you give him 20% more the price. So then later on he will come down and we will get our achieved price target. But this customer will never bargain. So you don't need to jack up the price for him. And he will, agree. This particular manager, he's been with us for 40 years. Sometimes he's very ardent and stringent, but don't get angry at him. You are a young boy, youth. And youth don't have that much patience. But he is a great asset to the company. He even worked for your grandfather. He is there since that time. This particular account is for accounts receivable. This particular bank account is for accounts payable. All the secrets are revealed. Similarly, our acharyas are just waiting to reveal these secrets of Raganuga Bhakti to us. Just we have to have that desire. First desire, then deserve. But that desire will not come. How will that desire come? When we hear Shravana Dasha, when we hear from those advanced devotees who are able to churn within our hearts that greed to advance into that mood of Madhurya Rasa. And that is what our acharyas are. So, just to quickly just to quickly mention that Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti. So, for example, let's go from in the ascending order. Our Sri Satchitananda Prabhu is here. He is very nipun in Sangeet. So that is called Aroha Pantha. Like we go, Sa Re Ga Ma Pa Dha Ni Sa. That is Aroha. And Avaroha is Sa Ni Dha Pa Ma Ga Re Sa. So Aroha is when we offer our respects. They go in disciplic succession to the lotus feet of Radha Krishna through their associates. Not directly that we approach them. And Avaroha, the reverse is the mercy descends from up to down. From up to down. So, our Srila Prabhupada said, if I tell you, you will faint. So we cannot, but we definitely, through the proper deduction, we know he may be in Sakhya Rasa, but he is definitely there in Madhurya Rasa also. As I was saying, Vallabhacharya's disciples, principal disciples, 2% of them in Vallabhacharya Sampradaya, they are in Madhurya Rasa. So Sri Vallabhacharya used to discuss behind closed doors the Madhurya Rasa. Just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to discuss, and there's Sankirtan behind closed doors in Srivasangan. Only the closest intimate Gaur associates who are also present in Krishna Leela within the Swapaksha Gopi camp of Srimati Radharani were present in Srivasangan behind closed doors. Similarly, Sri Vallabhacharya used to discuss. And the Ashtachap Sakhas, his disciples, were very, very nipun in Sangeet. Perhaps you may have heard about them. Like Surdas was one of them. Surdas, Kumbandas, Chitta Swami, Govinda Swami. So they are not only Sakhas in Krishna Leela, but also they are gopis. So we find that when we do Govardhan Parikrama, especially the Vallabh Sampradaya devotees, they go to all those spots. So Chandra Sarovar is where Surdas's Bhajan Sthali is, and also his Samadhi. And like that, around Govardhan, all these 8 principal disciples of Sri Vallabhacharya, they perform their bhajan eternally. And during the daytime they are Sakhas, and at night they are Sakhis. So they, in the Madhurya Rasa they enter. So they have also written hundreds and thousands of bhajans in Madhurya Rasa. Amazing padas. So maybe during the course of this, I will touch upon 1 or 2. That way we will get some insight how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inspired Sri Vallabhacharya. Of course, out of transcendental grudge, even today, the Vallabh Vaishnavas don't accept that. But that's a different story. And they don't even accept that Srinathji or Gopalnathji manifest to our Madhendra Puri path. But that's okay. You know, Krishna is Teda. We have to accept these transcendental discrepancies because he is Teda. He also likes different transcendental fights. And he really relishes them. He really relishes them. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu relished this transcendental fight in Hera Panchami day during Rath Yatra. When Hera Panchami, the 5th day, happened, Lakshmi Devi came along with her associates from Dwarka or Vaikuntha, saying that, hey, where is my Lord gone? He is gone for so many days. He is in Vrindavan. And she took the whip and started whipping Nandi Ghosh, the chariot, and also the servants and the Vrajvasis who are Gundicha, and says, where is my husband? Chalo, वापस ले लो उनको, वापस ले आओ. ये क्या है, पकड़ के रखा है मेरे husband को. You have kept us. Bring her. And at that time, Srivas Acharya represented Lakshmi Devi. Amazing, huh? Although he is a pure Gaudiya Vaishnava, an ardent devotee, but he represented Lakshmi Devi. And Swarup Damodar Goswami represented Vrindavan or Gundicha. And they had a debate. And Mahaprabhu was relishing. Srivas Acharya said that our Dwarka is so opulent. All the palaces are made of gold and jewels and everything. What is there in Vrindavan? They don't even have shoes. And you know, our Krishna went there and they did not even take good care of him. They did just give him some roti, some chapati and some makhan, that's it. No opulent Rajbhog, nothing like that. Our Vaikuntha is so opulent. So why is he staying there? Let's bring him back. And Swarupdasa Goswami said that really, there are so many things, but I will just touch upon one sentence of Swarupdasa Goswami. He said that the opulence of Vrindavan cannot even compare to one drop of entire Vaikuntha. Now one may think, and that made Chaitanya Mahaprabhu smile. He was very pleased with that statement of Sarup Damodar Goswami. So that made, so that opulence is that one thinks that there is Aishwarya only in Vaikuntha. No, there is sweetness with Aishwarya or opulence in Vraj. That is why Namami Ishwaram Satchitananda Rupam in Vraj. Satchitananda is opulence, but where in Vraj? So it is so true. Compared to the entire aggregate Vaikuntha, but can you imagine Nama Chintamani? We see that there is opulence. Every dust particle is Chintamani, it's a gemstone. Prakara Sadmasu, Kalpa Vriksha, Lakshatvateshu. Where are the desired trees in Vaikuntha? But not one, there is Lakshat Vriksha, millions of desired trees in Golok or in Vrindavan. So whatever we want, we can get. So like that argument took. So this transcendental arguments take place, but we have to take it in the right perspective. Otherwise, we will commit offenses. If we understand that, those who don't, it is their fate. It is their misfortune. So, just on a side note, it is not that the Srinathji just reached the Vallabh Sampradaya. Actually, the Rupa Goswami was approached by Sri Vittalnathji, the second son of Vallabhacharya, also known as, with love, they call him Gosaiji. So they said, you all have worshipped Gopalnathji for all these years, you Gaudiya Vaishnavas. We really love him too, he is so beautiful. Will you give us a chance to serve him? So he actually pleaded to Rupa Goswami. And they were contemporaries. They had so much love. There was no such thing, because they were all Rasik Vaishnavas. So Rupa Goswami gave the authority, yes, you can. And till today, Srinathji is worshipped with great opulence. If we go to Nathdwara, I will discuss that in that verse when it comes to, in the Sringar Ras. What is that verse? In our Mangalarti? Yes, anybody? Not Nikunja. Shri Vigraha Aradhana, Dhananityanana, Sringara Tan Mandirma. So we will discuss those details a little bit in that. So as I was saying, Srila Prabhupada, we don't know who he is, not revealed yet. But Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur is Nayana Manjari. His eternal seva is direct service to Srimati Radharani's lotus feet. He apprised the altar or the red lac. Direct service to Srimati Radharani's lotus feet. Then Srila Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj is Guna Manjari, who is also, Guna Manjari is also Gopal Bhatta Goswami. And also, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is Kamla Manjari. So, like that, Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj is Rasika Manjari. Baldev Vidyabhushan is Ratnavali Devi. Also, he is Gopinath Acharya, Baldev Vidyabhushan, in Mahaprabhu's Leela. And then we find that, of course, Narottam Das Thakur is Champaklata Manjari. And the 6 Goswamis, Rupa Goswami is Rupa Manjari, Sanatan Goswami is Labhanga Manjari, Raghunath Das Goswami is Tulsi Manjari, or also known as Rati Manjari. Raghunath Bhatta Goswami is Rasa Manjari. Gopal Bhatta Goswami is Guna Manjari, and Jiva Goswami is Vilas Manjari. Loknath Goswami is Manjulali Manjari. Krishnaraj Kaviraj Goswami is Kasturi Manjari. So quickly, who are Manjaris? The definition of a Manjari, just like we see a Tulsi plant, the leaves of the Tulsi plant are like gopis, and the small buds are Manjaris. Now Manjaris are very, 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 even more dear than Tulsi leaves to Krishna. So there is an analogy here, or analogous, or you can say a comparison, that more than Tulsi, Manjaris, many places in the Shastra they have said that if you offer a Manjari to Krishna. Krishna is most pleased. You offer a manjari to Govardhan, he's Girirajji, he's most pleased. So the gopis are considered like, in age they are slightly older, and the manjaris are younger, much younger. They are like the young adolescent girls in Vrindavan, and their seva is very special. During the conjugal rasa, or the romantic pastimes of Radha and Krishna, the Ashtasakhis, the inner circle of Srimati Radharani is present, and they serve her. But there comes a time when they have to leave the Nikunja. Nikunja seva. Nikunj means a natural room made of trees. Like if you have gone to Nidhivan, you will see that there are trees that are interlocked and a nice room is created. A place that Radha Krishna, sometimes they lie down, they rest. So now during that time, when the bigger gopis, they leave the Nikunja or the bowers, they still need seva, Radha and Krishna. So at that time, the younger girls who are known as manjaris, they stay behind. And the reason behind this is when there is somebody who is equal in age or older to us, naturally in our experience we find that, let's say there is husband and wife, and when they have some romantic dealings, and if some older person enters or some of that age, then they suddenly will stop. They will stop out of shyness. Or if they are quarreling and somebody comes, kya hua? What happened? Ar kuch nahi. But if, on the other hand, if there are children playing around or whatever, then they will continue. They will continue their romance or their quarreling. It will continue. But during that, for example, during the man that Srimati Radharani takes to, and she is so upset at Krishna, she is crying, and then somebody needs to bring a handkerchief, somebody needs to bring a nice cooling glass of water, somebody needs to do the chamar or the peacock feather to both Radha and Krishna. So it is these manjaris who do that seva. And then we will touch upon their seva in the verses 5 and 6 in particular of the Guruvashtakam. So at that time, they do these sevas which the older gopis or the Ashtasakhis even cannot do. So their place is very special. Very, very special place they have. As a matter of fact, when Krishna makes Radharani very upset, when he's supposed to meet Radharani after midnight, which is called in the Ratri Kal, the Ashtakaliya Leela, we will also touch upon that a little bit from Krishnaraj Kaviraj Goswami's Govind Leela Amrit, the 8 different divisions of Krishna's pastimes. So in the last one, or we can say the first one, because it is the Madhurya Rasa that is most prominent at the midnight Leela till 3:20 a.m. From midnight to 3:30. That is the most prominent. So at that time, Krishna is supposed to meet Radharani in a secluded place in the forest, and he is not there. Bhai Sahib has not come. He is very late. So at that time, Radharani warns everyone, Lalita, Vishakha, now if he shows up, he is already 2.5 hours late. We are all waiting for him. Don't let him in the kunja. And he is going to talk you into sweetness. He is going to talk you into his sweet talks. So one of the disciples, the Ashtachap Sakas, Paramanandas of Sri Vallabhacharya, has written in Madhurya Ras, it is called Khandita Pada. Khandita means to break, to chur kar dena, to break the heart of Krishna. So here there is one quick couple lines. Kaun te bhuraye bhor aaye ho bhavan mere ऊंची दृष्टि क्यों ना करो कौन ते लजाने हो आए जाही को भवन भावे ताही को सिधारो काना ताही को सिधारो काना मीठी मीठी बतियन ना करो गिरधारी ऊंची दृष्टि क्यों ना करो कौन ते लजाने हो. So Krishna actually has gone to the opposite camp, which is Chandravali's camp. Chandravali is actually the cousin of Srimati Radharani. There are actually 4 categories, major categories of gopis. One is Swapaksha Gopi. Swapaksha means one's own camp of Srimati Radharani. Exclusively hers. Radharani feels the pain, they feel the pain. Radharani feels joy, they exactly feel the same joy. They are first Radharanis, then Krishnas. That is Swapaksha. The second type of gopis is Vipaksha, opposite camp. So there is Bamya and Dakshin. What is Dakshin? Dakshin means the right and Bamya means the leftist. So Radharani and the Swapaksha gopis are the leftist. Means first Srimati Radharani, then Krishna. If she is upset, Krishna, we are upset at you. Get out of here. That is their mood. But in the Dakshin Bhav, we are your Krishna. They are very submissive. Like Chandravali, Shaibya, Padma, the queens of Dwarka, etc., they are submissive. Amito Tomar. That is their mood. But here, Tumi to Amar. You are mine. That over possessiveness is there in the Bamya Bhav. So the Swapaksha gopis are endowed with Bamya Bhav in that mood. And they control Krishna fully. So one time he was with Chandravali. Chandravali kept him. Krishna, stay a little longer. He says, no, I have to go to Radharani. Oh, no, don't worry, we'll serve you very nicely. Stay. So somehow or the other, they talk, but there is a real deep meaning behind it that the Gaudiya Vaishnavas will reveal to us. So they keep, and Radharani is upset, 2.5 hours late, can you imagine? It's almost 3 hours. So kaun ke bhuraye bhor? At 3:30, that Ratri Lila ends. They are supposed to go back home to their respective homes. And that is what Mangalarti is all about. I will also, kind of from the Gaudiya perspective, touch a little bit about that. If I forget, please remind me later on that. What is the real significance of Mangalarti? That when we do Mangalarti, what should our mood should be? So when he comes finally, at that time, Radharani has warned, if necessary, take sticks and stop him. Because he's going to sweet talk. So, kaun ke bhuraye bhor ayo bhavana. It's almost early morning now. Time to go home. And you have come now? Ayo bhavana mere means you have come now to my home or to my nikunja. Unchi drishti kyon na karo? Why aren't you looking me in the eye? Why are you looking down? Kaun te lajane? What kind of shameful thing you have done, O Krishna? That you are not looking straight in the eye. Why are you looking down? If somebody has done something wrong, they will not look the person and they will look down like that. Like, I'm sorry. Like that. Kaun te lajane ho? And then Radharani is saying, or Lalita or Vishaka, just like Gopya, the word that is being used in the 5th verse of Damodar Ashtakam, it is either Yashoda Mai or Radharani. That is left to the rasa. That is why, anyways, no time for that. So here, he has mentioned that Paramanandas, that Ayo Bhavana, Jahi ko Bhavana Bhave, Tahi ko Siddharaka. So whosever house you came, you go back there. Don't come. Our doors are closed. That is the beauty of Madhurya Rasa. Completely Krishna is controlled. In Vaikuntha, Krishna is Bhakta Vatsala, but in Raj, he is Bhakta Vashya. Bhakta Vashya for Sakhya, for Vatsalya, but especially in Madhurya. So then, Krishna comes with perspiration on his head. Please let me go. I'm so sorry, Lalita. No. Our Pran Sakhi has said, you're not coming in. That means you're not coming in. Get out of here. So Krishna pleads, but none of the Ashtasakhis allow him. Then he goes to the Manjaris and falls at their lotus feet. He says, you go, no. So one of the specialty of Manjaris is they always love and they always want to arrange the Abhisar or the union of Radha and Krishna. They always like to see. So one of the Manjaris, maybe Rupa Manjari, goes running inside the Kunj. Your Pran Sakha, Krishna, is waiting outside and he is very sorry. He is perspiring, his face is red. Please let him in. I'm telling you, he is really sorry. So the Manjaris convinced Srimati Radharani to see Krishna, which she has determined not to see him. She is so upset that day. Those manjaris, even Purna Purushottam Sri Krishna, Vrajendra Nandan Krishna falls at their lotus feet. That means he is falling at the lotus feet of Rupa Manjari, Lavanga Manjari, Nayana Manjari, and all our Acharyas. So you can see how great our Acharya's position is, even within Vraj and even within Madhurya Rasa. And that is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give, is Madhurya Rasa. That is why he asked Ramanand Rai, what is the highest goal of life? So he says, Bhagavad Gita, and he said, you have to quote verses, not just speculate. Of course, he is not going to speculate, he is Vishakha Sakhi. But to teach us, he is saying that whenever you speak something, then you have to have substance behind it. You have to prove it. So please quote. So he quoted Bhagavad Gita. Many verses, yes karosi, yes, asasi, whatever you do, offer to me. So Mahaprabhu said, Iha bhai aage kaho. Then he talked about Brahma Bhuta Prasanna Atma na sochati na kankshati, that verse. So that is the goal of life, to become Brahma Bhuta. Mahaprabhu even rejected that. Iha bhai, this is external, aage kaho. Why? Anybody can guess? That is why we have to read the notes of the Acharyas. Because the word Brahma is used. So there, although this Brahma is clear that it is Vaishnava, but here Brahma, Mahaprabhu said, many of them, the Mayavadis, will use this verse to become lean in the Brahma, to merge into the Brahma. So those who are merging into the Brahma will become Prasanna. So Mahaprabhu rejected. Then he threw a big bombshell. He threw that verse, Sarva dharman paritijya mam ekam sharanam vraja, aham tam sarva papebhyo mokshashyami masacha. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Iho bhaiya, aage kaho. So that means he practically rejected Bhagavad Gita. Of course, we cannot do that. We have to study it meticulously. I am talking about the mood of Mahaprabhu here. What is the mood? So, why he rejected? Anybody? Quickly, before I end this session. So, the last two words were the objection that Mahaprabhu took to. Ma Sucha. Ma Sucha means do not fear. So, actually he spoke the whole Bhagavad Gita to Arjun. And Arjun said, what is that verse? Nashtamo smriti labda tvat prasadad maya achyuta gata sandeya stito asmi karishye vachanam tava. I will do exactly as you say. All my doubts have been removed. Gata sandeha. And now I am established in myself. Stito asmi. Karishye vachanam tava. I will do exactly as you say. You want me to kill my great grandsire, fight against Bhishmadev? I will take the arrows and do that. I will fight against my guru Dronacharya. I am willing to fight against all my kinsmen, my family members. No problem. I will do that. So, like this, Nashtamo he says, but at the same time, Krishna is Paramatma, knows that there is still some doubt. If I still pick up my bows and arrows and fight, Krishna has assured me, but still that little bit reservation is there. So Krishna says, Ma Sucha. But to the Vrajvasis, he doesn't have to say Ma Sucha. And through that example, we know that when Naradji went to Dwarka, Krishna was sick and all the doctors came and nobody could solve that. Krishna actually performed that Leela to prove that the Vrajvasis or the Gopis of Vrindavan are of the highest prema. So he said that, Naradji said, okay, now nothing can be solved. Everybody is worried. What should we do? You only tell us. He said, okay, some of you can give me the dust of your feet, and I can just mix it in water and drink it. So then he says, what's the problem? Here is Rukmini Devi. Rukmini Devi, please come forward. Jamvati ji, come forward. They all went backward. They said, no. We will go to hell. He is our Nath. He is our Swami. How can we give the dust? So nobody in Dwarka came forward and gave the dust. Then he said, okay, go to Vrindavan. As soon as Naradji came to Vrindavan, the gopis saw him. Oh, that means he has got some news about our Lord. So he said, so how is our Krishna? First question. So he said, not well. Half the gopis fainted just by hearing that. Then he says, what's the problem? Dwarka is a big city, so many doctors. And it's a simple solution, but nobody wants to do that. What is the solution, Naradji? Just dust of the feet of the devotees, and he will mix it in water and drink it, and his disease will be solved, his problem will be solved. So what's the problem? Here. And they started scraping their feet and started collecting the dust. So Naradji said, aren't you afraid? He is the Lord of all the lords. Tumi sarve sarveshwar Vrajendra Kumar. You're not afraid of going to hell? No, we are eternally willing to go to hell if his headache or stomach ache will go away. That is the bhav. So there is no need of, when the gopis came in the middle of the night to meet Krishna at the Abhisar, and Krishna plays the flute in the Venugi, they left their families. In the Gopi Geet also, 16th verse is there. Pati Sutanvaya Bhrata Bandhava. They did not care. Masucha, they did not fear that we will be ostracized by the community, by the social order. Our elders will get angry at us. They did not fear. That Masucha was not there. So from that point onwards, when Rai Ramanand reached Dasya Ras, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu smiled a little bit. Aage kaho. He didn't say iha bahya. He didn't say external. Aage kaho. Tell me more. Then he went into Sakhya Rasa. And then he was more pleased. The smile increased on Mahaprabhu's face. And then he described the Sakhas of Vrindavan, what their bhav is. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was pleased. And he says, Aage kaho. Please tell me more. And then he described the love of Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Mai and the elder in the parental love. And he says, Aage kaho. Then he described the love of the gopis of Madhurya Rasa. He said, Aage kaho. And then he finally described the love of Srimati Radharani, and he was going to describe some more details, and Mahaprabhu was so pleased he shut his mouth. So, this is what our acharyas are. So today I have laid the foundation in the sense that who our acharyas are, how fortunate we are, that we, even Krishna is always seeking their help, even falling at the lotus feet. That is what these are our acharyas. How fortunate the Gaudiya Sampradaya devotees are. We don't think about this on a day-to-day basis. Some of us may have heard it, some of us we have read it, but we don't contemplate on it. That how good. One thing I said the other day at NVCC 4 days ago, in my katha, we mentioned that Prabhupada mentions that most of the faiths, they say that God is great. Like the Muslims in Islam, they say Allahu Akbar. Basically that Akbar means great. Allah means God. God is great. But Prabhupada would say they don't know how great He is. So similarly, I use that same example. We all say in Guru Puja, Ha ha Prabhu karo daya deho more pataja ebe yash gusuk tribhuvana. We don't know how great Prabhupada is. We don't know how great he is. We don't know how great our acharyas in this Gaudiya line in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We can, perhaps, if we get a little glimpse, we can consider ourselves most fortunate. So, that is the fundamentals of who our acharyas and what our goal is. What should be our goal is to follow in their footsteps and assist them in the Nitya Leela of Radha and Krishna. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu. Narottam Das Thakur says, Dase Anudasa Sevaya Adhikaro Diye Narottam Dasa. So in his external bhav, he is saying Dase Anudas. But in the internal bhav, as Champaklata Manjari, he is asking for service to Radha and Krishna. As Champaklata Manjari, Dasi Anudasi. Make me your servant of the maid servants. That is the bhav. So every bhajan that our acharyas have written has got rasik meanings in it. So we are most fortunate. I think I've gone way over time. But seeing your enthusiasm and being stuck and glued to the floor, I was inspired. And we will continue this topic. Those who are interested and feel that there is something, and if you are bored, then you don't have to come for the afternoon session or the other sessions. But if you think there is something more that you are interested in, then please. And this is like not my personal commentary. It is based on the Acharya's realization and commentaries that I am simply like a postman or a mailman trying to repeat. So again, I seek your blessings. I thought I will complete verse 1 and 2, but I could not. But I'll try my best to complete as many as I can before I leave. So thank you all very much. I don't know if there is time, but if somebody has any quick questions, we can take it, and if anybody wants to continue for prasadam, please do so. I'm here just to serve. So any questions? Quickly, one or two. And a personal, okay. So yeah, maybe we can do that. Good suggestion. Those questions can be asked. But again, this particular session should not be mistaken that, oh, after hearing this or reading those books, we will get Madhuri Ras or Raganuga Bhakti. Raganuga Bhakti, recently I heard a blog from His Grace Hari Parshad Prabhu. He was in New York. Anyone heard that about Raganuga Bhakti? It's not something, it's not a club or some Bhakti Shastri or Bhakti Vaibhav class that we can obtain it. It manifests. It is something that it manifests. Something that will happen to us. Just like, very nice example Prabhuji gives, that when a boy and a girl, when they see each other, and after maybe the first meeting, love at first sight, or after a few meetings, love happens. They don't go for training to some coaching classes, how to fall in love. So they know that they have fallen in love with each other. So they say that, okay, this is the person, my life soul, I found my soulmate. They finally decide to tie the knot. So as an example. So similarly, when we are qualified, our acharyas will reveal inside our hearts, which is supported by Shastras. And that inspiration will come. And then we will just enter into Raganuga Bhakti. It is not something to be advertised. Not something like, okay, now we will have a Raganuga Bhakti class. No. But this is something just to have information based on these 8 verses, who our great acharyas are, what are their symptoms, what are their qualities, who they are, and what is their services, etc. We get a glimpse into them. That way, we will get inspired, and we will be able to, we will be inspired with more determination to serve them. That will be our ultimate desire. So, thank you all very much. Very, very patient. I am very glad that I came here. By your presence, I am purified. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, Prabhupada used to say, when you speak Hari Katha, you speak to minimum 2 persons. First to yourself and then to the other. So I'm glad that, I'm grateful that you all have given me that opportunity to purify myself. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki, our Gaudiya Acharyas ki, Gaur Premanande, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Prabhupada ki, in special, ki jai. Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhuji.
Is there the repeat session in the afternoon? This morning repeat session?
Prabhuji, there is so much to cover. I will very, very briefly do it, but I have to continue. Like I said, I will need at least 40 hours, and I don't have that time.
There is another session in the afternoon.
Yes, from 3 to 4 in Gokul.